Marketer, which one of these message levers will produce the highest conversion? You'll notice the first one is about pain, free access to kidney pain resources. The second one is about treatment, compare available treatments. The third one is about the causes, learn about the cause and the solutions. And the fourth is about symptoms, how to recognize the symptoms. The idea is that once you discover which lever resonates the most, you can use it not just in an ad, but you can use it in your landing page and throughout your funnel. You're searching for the lever to pull that will produce the greatest result. With that in mind, it's a simple thing to say, but it's hard and important to understand. And that is this: you must test, even pre-test your messages in the channel to achieve this resonance, this market fit. If you don't pre-test in the channel, you're wasting too much money. Used to, we could only do it with a landing page, but today, all of that has changed, and we can do it much faster with far less budget. That brings me to the problem, though. How do I know what to test? How do I develop an effective, persistent message lever, something that would really help me break through as I try to get my message through the white noise of the marketplace? Well, we are in a special series entitled 40 Days to an AI-calibrated Meclabs SuperFunnel. And in this session, we're going to discover 3 principles that will help us answer that question. And that brings us to point 1. Factor the extreme danger of your message's 2 high-risk yes gates. Now, if you've been in my other classes, you know that every winning marketing message has 8 micro yes gates. Each one of those gates are necessary for us to help someone ease into that macro yes that turns someone from a prospect into a customer. I've also said that for a funnel to fully and accurately represent our task as a marketer, it should be inverted. People are not falling into our funnel. People are falling out. The task of the marketer is to overcome the negative resistance of the marketplace and help someone climb up the funnel against the force of gravity, which is dragging people out of the opportunity we're presenting. Now, as you know that, if you remember that, and you think about these 8 yeses plotted in this funnel is the cognitive fabric of the mind wrapped around those micro yes gates. The skeleton, the key milestones in the journey are the 8 micro yeses. And 2 of these are most important. The first one is the CTA, and that's what we all focus on. Will you trade? This is the moment when we're asking them to take the biggest risk, and so it's a critical juncture. However, the one we miss is not micro yes 7, yes, I will trade, but micro yes 1, yes, I will pay attention. If you don't win their attention, you cannot win their wallet share. And you have to think about it that way, because at these 2 critical moments, we must refine and test the message so that we get the most power, the most throughput. Now, as you think about that, it brings me to the second point, and this point may surprise you. 2, use 5 essential questions to select the lever which is best for your customer's thought sequence. Don't ask what is a good headline for this message. Instead, ask what is the most effective headline? What is the most effective subheadline? And connect those so that you get them to pay attention and to engage. Now, as you think about that, there are 5 keys that might help you consider the best way to form that combination. And so I'll share those with you rapidly. Here's the first. What is the primary reason customers buy from me? Now, you use this approach when you believe the best way to attract customers is to emphasize the kernel of your value proposition. Here's the second. What are the strongest forms of credibility? Use this when your greatest challenge is being trusted. Perhaps you're in one of those marketplaces where there's lots of behavioral or unethical action. It's vital that you think through which of these fits based on the strongest opportunity to impact the thinking of my prospect, which brings me to point 3. What are my strongest forms of exclusivity? I love this one. Use this if you have a key lever that sort of cancels out the competition. Everyone needs to think about this point especially. Number 4, where is my customer's greatest concern or fear? Use this in high anxiety purchase paths where the cost or the risk are high, which brings me to 5. Where is my customer in the purchase thought sequence? This is the one we mess up the most. Don't ask for too much too soon. Match the ask to the mindset. With those 5 questions, you can start to formulate the key combination of headline, subheadline that will get people through micro yes 1 and 2 and into the body of your offer. I'm at point 3, and this is critical. Magnify the power of your headline with a strategic subheadline. I watch how we do this, and it amazes me. We just try something. We work on a headline. We've already burned up our available energy thinking about it. So if we use a subheadline, and most of the time we don't, we just throw something up on the board. But there are 3 ways to think about the formulation of a subheadline that really doubles down on the impact of your headline. Here they are. Number 1, intensify the curiosity that you raised with your headline. The right headline will sometimes get people to think, what? That's interesting. The subheadline takes them a little bit further, intensifies that interest by adding yet another point where there's a gap of information that you sort of need to fill in your mind. And that's a powerful way to structure a subheadline. Here's another. Support the claim of the headline. Sometimes you'll say something like, you're the fastest, but people don't believe. You can use your subheadline to provide a solid evidential. This is really powerful when you use a modifier like an adjective or an adverb and it's too vague. And that might not just be about speed or even with your value prop. It might be something that just needs to be explained better with the subheadline so that the impact of the headline is fully received. And the third way is look at your headline and say, what gap does that create in the mind of someone who reads it? What is the missing information that my headline implies? You look for that missing information and you provide that in the subheadline, and then you start to see the power of it all working together. So back to the story we started with. Now, when you look at them, here's what you see. The pain approach is a lever that will inform the entire funnel strategy. So is the treatment approach, the cause approach, and the symptom approach. But which approach produced an impact? Well, I can tell you right now that in this very simple, very inexpensive channel test, we saw a win for the symptom approach of 20%. Now you say, that's only 20%. Oh, that's meaningful. What would it mean to you if you could reduce your CPA by 20%? That's margin, and it's powerful, and we can learn from it. So as you're thinking about your funnel, you need to start thinking about your message levers. And we can test those by putting them in the channel in an ad and then connecting the message lever in the channel to the top of your page with your headline and your subheadline, and then all the way through to the end. More on that to come in the next session. In the meantime, thanks for putting up with me. Thanks for learning and trying. And get inside the landing page tool if you haven't heard about that already and practice. Together, we'll learn and grow.